Hello everybody, I'm Paul Higgins along with Coach Rich Fisher, and welcome to this edition of Eagle Insider. And Coach, I have to start off by saying it's always nice to have a bye week before a league. And I know that's a pretty important week for you guys to have off and get ready for league. And I always say that league season, of course, that is the real season. This is where everything starts to come in place. Tell me what you did over the bye week after coming off the game with Orem.
Basically, it's a chance for your guys to get healthy, so you try to rest some kids that are a little nicked up and kids that we're going to need, for this home stretch. And then the second thing is basically go back to fundamentals. It's an opportunity where you're not in necessarily game planning mode, getting ready for an opponent this week, so you can go back and work on the things that have kind of been plaguing you during the season and focus on fixing those issues.
Orem game, great game, physical game. What did you tell your team after that, and what did you learn from that contest?
Sounds like a broken record here, right? Play another quality opponent, battle them till the end, and at the end of the day, when you're playing really, really good teams, #1 ranked team in the state of Utah, when you play those good teams, it comes down to those 4 or 5 plays. And I thought that if you look at the tape at the end, we not only did we have a chance to win it, but technically, we stripped and caused a fumble, and unfortunately, human error, they missed it. But the game should have been over. It would have been a nice, win for the team. Just kind of getting over that hump of playing really, really good quality opponents and being in a battle and being close. But ultimately, I think down the road as we get into play, the tough schedule that we had, I think is going to hopefully benefit us as we get into league play.
On offense, of course, JT had another good night. Chase, Nenad, and Ebach, boy, they're playing some solid football.
Yeah, really good players, kids that have been in our system now for a couple of years. And you always talk about the development of players over the course of their time here at the school, and you can see both of those guys really stepping up their game.
Your thoughts? You come into this game against Orange Lutheran, who played a fantastic game against Mission Viejo, who you played a fantastic game against also. Did you learn anything? Did you get a chance to scout that? And were you there in person to watch that Orange Lutheran Mission game?
No, I took a bye week as well. Sometimes you got to decompress and get away a little bit. We have all of our games on tape anyway, and we had a chance to evaluate that tape, and they're no different than the last 3 or 4 opponents that we've faced. Really, really good quarterback, quality skilled players. They've got some size. It's kind of the same, like I said, the same mold of what we've been playing. So at the end of the day, it is just going to be about us anyway, and us continuing to improve with a very young team where guys are actually, you see kids growing up. You see improvement across the board, both offensively and defensively. This would probably be the one game this last week, where defense has kept us in the game the whole time, and we had to perform offensively to give ourselves the best chance to win that game, and came up a couple plays short at the end, but not for a lack of effort.
Whole lot of points being put on the board. Whether you're playing a team or whether you're scoring, a lot of points put on the board. What do you prefer? I know you prefer the W. It's fun.
3-0.
Yeah, 3-0.
Us.
A quick game, at Hannah's afterwards or wherever you guys go. But your thoughts about scoring? You guys are putting up a lot of points, and I know sometimes you wonder how many points you got to put up. And so do you talk about that, or does that matter? Can you kind of give me that philosophy?
Yeah, we meet on the game every week as a staff, talk about what our plan is offensively and defensively based on the opponent and what they're capable of doing. Sometimes you feel like you might have the upper hand defensively, or you might have the upper hand offensively. And then in some cases, how do you want the game to play out? In other words, if you watched, I'll give you an example, the Patriot-Detroit game the other night, it was very apparent that Detroit wanted to keep the best they could, keep New England's offense off the field. I think they had 28 minutes in the first half or something like that of possession, long drawn-out possessions. I think the Patriots might have had 2, maybe 3 total possessions the whole first half.
Coach, you like the Patriots?
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
But a good game to analyze.
Good, it is. It's good to watch because contrary to maybe the average fan just going out there, it's you're trying to play a game within the game. I've said that before, and that what is the plan? Obviously, Orem last week was very, very explosive offensively. We knew that we were going to have to match that. You weren't going to completely stop them. They're a super, super talented team. Great quarterback, receiver going to USC, big offensive line, and so I think to answer your question, when you go into a game each week, you want to try to analyze exactly how you want that to play out, and it doesn't always work that way, but at least you have a plan of attack.
So your plan of attack this week, we've had 5 games, 5 preseason games. You go into this game against Orange Lutheran, which is it's as big a game as you're going to play all year. It's just the next game. You switching up players, you putting people in different positions, and tell me your thoughts about that, if that's happening or not.
Yeah, you always want to reflect after each game. What did you do really well? What can we build on? What do we need to fix? Are there players that maybe can help us at other positions? I know that sounds crazy because you analyze that all throughout the summer,
right.
But you try to stick kids in a position to have success and have a consistent role. And so during the bye week, obviously those are kind of some of the things that we looked at, and then we're going to move some guys around. Obviously, if you're not performing to expectations, the definition of insanity is to continue to do the same things over and over and expect a different result. So we'll shake it up a little bit. We've added some things and some players at certain spots and certain packages that we feel like maybe can help us down the road. And obviously it's the Trinity League, so every game counts, and it starts this week.
Before I let you go, I have to ask you, when I'm on the sidelines, sometimes even in as early as the second quarter, it seems like the other team's sometimes wearing out. And you guys talk about that. Hey, they're getting tired. They're getting tired. Eagles don't seem to get tired.
Well, I think that goes back to your off-season strength and conditioning program. It's also the culture of your program. I
meant to say, I don't want to make it, you're not getting tired, it's the opposing team.
No, I know you know. I'm physically getting tired.
But you know what I'm talking about,
I understand.
Right? That opposition seems like they're getting tired.
You want to stress the other teams, and I think that's an element of our game and of our culture of our program. We practice fast, we want to play fast, we want to wear guys out. We do a lot of tempo specifically for that reason. Especially at this level, and we did it collegiately as well. And but you have to be efficient when you do that. You can't just run plays and not be getting yardage. And 3 and out, really quick doesn't help you. So there's a fine line between strategizing what you're trying to get done and getting in the right concepts or the right plays, but then going at a pace that is that stresses out the defense. And we get to control that, and we've done a pretty good job of that.
Got to ask you, I'm always out there for the coin toss. How do you decide if you want to defer or not when you win the coin toss? And I know at Tribuco, I caught on to this after the first game, what direction you want to go. You don't want to go into the sun. You want to be going into that scoreboard too at the fourth quarter. But where do you get that decision?
All that stuff factors in. It's part of laying out the game plan of how you want the game to play out. We want to be looking at the scoreboard, and I would say the play clock, but the play clock isn't up there. But you want to see the scoreboard. You want to be heading certain directions, obviously, the time of day and where the sun is and all those things. I would say weather, but the weather here is pretty good. Wind can be a factor at times. That'll dictate a lot of times. Do you want the wind at your back in the fourth quarter? And those types of things. But every game is a little bit different. Kind of analyze it, and then also as you look at the teams, if we feel like we're really good defensively against what they can do and they can't move it, then maybe we put them out there to obviously get good field positions, stop them early, and get the ball back, and then understanding that we'll have the ball in the second half. So it just kind of depends on the team and the situation.
Coach, you look well rested. You look ready to go. You didn't wear your hat today.
Didn't wear my hat.
You're looking good.
Yeah, thanks.
You're feeling good. Coach Fisher, really thank you for doing Eagle Insider. Again, the Eagles have 2 away games. They have got that one at Orange Coast College, and they're back out on the road, but they finished strong with 3 home games at Tribuco Hills High School, all on Friday night, all at 7 o'clock. So make sure you guys show up. Coach, good luck. Thank you for doing this.
Appreciate
we'll see you Friday night. We'll see you at the game. I'm Paul Higgins for Coach Fisher. This has been another edition of Eagle Insider.